Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's having a great day. We're going to wait 1 or 2 minutes for people to settle and come in, and then we'll start right away. Welcome to Production Masterclass. If you're confused on your lead generation pillars, your daily schedule, how to calculate your projected production, if you're having a hard time creating content, you're in the right place. I'm here to help you get clarity on how to generate endless leads by getting all set up, organized for the year, and in this way to save thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours. Real estate agents are leaving the industry, and it's no shocker. After the market started correcting itself and with all of the changes and the chaos in the industry, looks like 30 to 40% of agents should be leaving the industry because a lot of them got in thinking that it's selling sunset and not understanding that it takes a lot of work. The agents that have clarity in their business, not only that they're getting more leads and thrive in times like this, but they also manage to have a better family life. They're treating this like a real business by having KPIs, SOPs, a proper calendar, systems and processes in place. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Before moving forward, I would like to introduce you quickly to our sponsors. The first one is Victor Sass from Go Approval Mortgage. I've been working with Victor for more than a decade now in all aspects of real estate business, between refinancing, purchasing, resale, first-time buyers, new construction, commercial, A or B lenders, and Victor always comes through and delivers. So please feel free to reach out to Victor for any questions related to the market, real estate, financials, any needs for you and your clients. Our second sponsor for today is MoveBody, and MoveBody is a free moving coordinated platform services designed to make your clients move easy and stress-free. They basically get your client connected with top rated services in their area. As a realtor, you get paired with one of their amazing personal move buddies, and you don't have to take care of your clients in regards to all of the moving portion of the transaction. It's basically a free moving coordinating service. My team and I were using them in order to outsource that kind of service to our clients. And especially since it's free for you and your clients, I would highly recommend to reach out and see if that's something that you want to use in the future. So let's get back to the presentation. I've been contributing to our industry for many years now through free and paid online and in-person learning weekly sessions, as well as numerous speaking engagements to some of the most influential events. And the general feedback is that those sessions are value-driven, tactical trainings, and that agents get a lot of value from. These strategies are working, and I want to give you some feedback of encouragement as agents are seeing results when implementing these strategies. So stick around and implement what you learned today. I'll dive right in, but let me set up your expectations as people are jumping on. Let's just for a moment go over the current market conditions. And this is the year that industry is going to see a big change, because a lot of agents are scared of the US NAR settlement with the Bar Commission, as well as the TRESA new regulations in Canada. Then we have the interest rates, inflation, the low inventory. But this training is going to be your solution to get your business under control and finally reach your goals. So why is it so important to be organized and treat this like a business? Getting organized with a proper schedule, calendar task, and clear KPIs, it's crucial for the success of your real estate business. And here's why. Number one, you're going to maximize your time efficiency. Because real estate, it's a fast-paced, and without the structured schedule, it's easy to lose focus and waste time. Organizing your day ensures that every hour is dedicated to high-impact activities, or as I call it, the money-making activities, like lead generation, client meetings, and follow-ups. Time blocking helps prioritize tasks and reduces the risk of missing opportunities. Number 2 is tracking and understanding your numbers. Understanding your KPIs, leads contacted, appointments set, contract signs, provides you clarity on what drives your business forward. Knowing your numbers and understanding your numbers keeps you financially focused and goal-oriented. Reviewing these metrics regularly helps you identify trends and areas of improvement. Number 3 is focusing on lead generation pillars. Define your lead generation pillars. Referrals, social media, open houses, cold calling, whatever it is. Make sure that you diversify your efforts and reach your prospects efficiently, because a structured schedule allocates time for consistent lead generation, which is the lifeline of your business. Number 4, it reduces the stress and overwhelm. A clear calendar minimizes decision fatigue by eliminating guesswork about what needs to be done next. It creates mental clarity and reduces the chaos of juggling multiple responsibilities at once. Number 5, it improves client service. Staying organized ensures that deadlines are met and the clients receive timely updates, building trust and satisfaction for your clients. Being super organized allows you to be in contact with your clients way more often, but also to have a smooth client experience. And number 6, it's achieving long-term goals, because a proper schedule really bridges the daily tasks with quarterly and annually goals. It allows you to measure progress constantly, ensuring that you're on track to scale your business efficiently. By staying organized, understanding your numbers, and focusing on lead generation pillars, you'll build a business that operates smoothly and scales effectively over time. My goal with this webinar is to over-deliver on value, provide you with more depth, more clarity, and actually give you something where you can leave today and take action and see an immediate difference in your business. By the end of this webinar, you're going to have the stepping stones to a strategy on how to build your business and how to get super organized. So let's talk about what's new in this training, because maybe some of you have watched some of my trainings in the past, but this is a training related to how to get organized. We're going to talk about the production calculator, how to set up your money goals, and how to calculate exactly what it takes to achieve it. Leads. We're going to talk about leads and how important it is to generate leads based on a method that really fits your business model and your character. I'm going to show you my calendar and how I actually dump ideas and plug them into a calendar in order to achieve them and not just be ideas on paper. I'm going to share with you my production tracker, and I'll show you step by step how I use it. I'll share with you my lead follow-up framework, how I use ChatGPT, my content creation, how I post and what companies I use. I'll share with you my list of books that I'm so grateful that I got to read them and learn from, how to multiply yourself and start maximizing your time by delegating and leveraging, how you can actually access passive income through real estate. And we're going to start with mindset, confidence, and consistency. If you sign up for the premium ticket, you will receive the Excel sheets, the trackers, the recording of this session, and I'll see you tomorrow during our live session of Q&A. So prepare your questions for tomorrow, and I can't wait to answer all of you. For anyone that signed for the regular ticket but would like the upgrade, there's a link below. Make sure you click on that one, upgrade your ticket, and you will receive everything that I just mentioned. Now, here's my theory. Agents don't lack information. They lack implementation, because knowledge is power, but knowledge without action is useless. You probably heard this before, but I have to emphasize this, as I see so many agents attending webinars, trainings, and do absolutely nothing with it. And then they wonder why they struggle in their business. Here are some stats. Over 100 agents sign up for this webinar. 70% of them will show up. 20% of them are going to stay until the end. And unfortunately, only one agent out of 100 agents will end up implementing and making a change in their business. You may think that stats are sad, but stats are the only thing that could build a business. The question that you have to ask yourself is, am I that one agent that will make a difference in their business today? Or am I going to be part of the stats? You need to make a commitment, and you must commit that you're actually going to do what I share with you today. And that's why it's so important to stay until the end so that you know what to do moving forward, because today can be the day that you absolutely change your business forever. I know brand new agents that have no money, no skills, but are putting in the effort of treating this like a business. And in 12 months down the road, they're closing 6 figures in GCI. At the beginning, it's going to feel like a lot of work and uncomfortable, and you're not going to see overnight results. But if you stick with it and you trust the proven process, you'll be able to build a business you're hoping for. The most important thing that you have to have is the ability to execute when you don't feel like it, which is otherwise known as discipline. Everybody thinks it's about motivation. Everybody thinks it's about feeling like you're constantly in power. Yeah, that might come and go. But what about when you don't feel like it? So being able to execute when you don't feel like it, when you're tired, when you have doubts, when you're frustrated, when you would rather do anything else than the things that you're supposed to do, that's a superpower. Because 99.9% of people lack the ability to do that. So if everyone else can't do it, but you can, think about how much further ahead that puts you over the course of your life. So I urge you that by the end of this presentation, you actually do something and not just be student for life. Your job is not just to attend webinars and seminars, but implement what you learn. And if you decide to do nothing like most agents, you're going to go nowhere. Now I'm going to start diving right in, but I want to just give you some context. You've already made a huge commitment just by being here, by blocking off the time and do something like this. You've already committed on taking action, which is more than 99% of the industry is ever going to do. And you have the opportunity to make this year your breakthrough year. Now, to get the most out of this session, stay fully focused, remove all distractions, take notes, and actually execute what you learn. Now, the last slide before we get back to the presentation. A lot of you may not have heard about me before, and it's only fair that you get to know if I've done any of the things that I'm preaching. I ranked 1% Toronto Realtor and top 5% Canadian Realtors for over a decade. I sold over $500 million in sales volume. I've got rewarded recipients of Life Award of Excellence in 2020, as well as Year of Service in 2021. I made it into the top tier of Canada, and my social media accounts rank 14 in Canada. I'm also the founder and creator of Build All Real Estate Corporation. And inside, you'll find the Listing Academy, my online real estate course, where I share everything step by step of what I do and how I do it, with over 80 worksheets and resources that get you set up for becoming a listing agent. As part of Build, I also host Power Hour, an online and in-person training where I interview top producers and ask them to open their book of business so my audience can copy-paste their strategies. And finally, I'm the founder and host of Connect Hub, which is an in-person and online event where team leaders are coming together to share their success stories as well as their full blueprints of their businesses. I'm also part of the 5% Community Builders at Real, where my brokerage allows me to partner with other agents and team leaders. And while this is not about joining any sort of brokerages in any shape or form, if you are at a brokerage like Keller Williams, EXP, LPT, Epic, or Real, that allows you to partner with agents, these exact same strategies are what allow me to become a community builder with my brokerage. But this presentation is solo tailored towards helping you start running your business like a business and close more deals But you can also apply these principles towards building a team or building an organization as well. We're going to touch on leads, tasks, KPIs. In other trainings, I go deep into listing presentations and handling objections, but I must say something right out the gate. There is one thing that is significantly more important than absolutely any systems or processes, any information or technology, any resources or help you will ever need, and that's emotional regulation. Absolutely nothing will make more impact in your business than emotional regulation. I want you to have that at the back of your head as we're navigating on the practical stuff of this training. And also understand that nothing that will be said, presented, delivered to you may have any impact in your life and your business unless you understand the emotional regulation. Real estate, it's a roller coaster. Mastering your emotion, it's a game changer. How it impacts your clients' relationships, and most importantly, how to build emotional resistance determines how you thrive, or better said, if you end up thriving in this business. Imagine losing a listing because a client chooses another agent. How you respond to that? Do you spiral in the self-doubt? Or do you use that as a learning opportunity? Or when a deal falls apart at the last minute, do you panic? Or you stay calm and solution focused? Your ability to regulate your emotions directly impacts how you show up, how you communicate, how you perform under pressure. Because real estate can bring extreme highs and extreme lows. One day you're closing deals and feeling super excited. The next the client ghosts you or the deal goes sour, and suddenly it feels like nothing is working. If you feel these emotional ups and downs control you, it really leads to burnout, poor decision making, and even damaged relationships with your clients. When you master emotional regulation, there's big changes. One, improves communication. You better listen, handle objections, and build strong client trust. You're a better problem solver. A calm mind, it's a creative mind. You find solutions faster. You become resilient. Instead of getting stuck in setbacks, you bounce back stronger. Emotional control projects confidence, which attracts clients and closes deals. Emotional regulation can be very personal. What works for me may not work for you. But here's 5 strategies to regulate your emotions. Pause before reacting. When emotions run high, give yourself a moment. Take those deep breaths before responding. Reframe the setbacks as lessons. Instead of thinking, I failed, ask yourself, what exactly I learned from this. Practice emotional awareness. Pay attention to your triggers. Are you more reactive in stressful situations? Writing down your thoughts, I call it dumping, really works. Because quick check-ins can really help identify patterns and problems. Use stress relief techniques. Exercise is one of them. Mindfulness, walking. It's very important to have rituals, pre-meeting ritual, pre-prospecting rituals to get you grounded. Review your affirmations and practice gratitude. Also big is to lean in your support system. Take a mentor, a coach, a peer. Sometimes getting that perspective from someone else outside the situation, it's absolutely everything you need. When you learn to manage your emotions, you take control of your business and your life. You can control the market, the client's decisions, or the weather, but you can control how you respond. Emotional regulation isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about managing them in a way that serves you, your business, your client, and your life. In today's society, we've seen a culture shift towards rewarding participation over performance, creating an everyone's a winner mindset. While this approach might foster inclusivity and boost short-term morale, it does not translate to real-world results, specifically in sales. The reality is that sales, like many competitive fields, rewards results, not efforts alone. Clients don't choose agents because they tried hard. They choose the ones that deliver the best results and create the most amount of trust. Nobody talks about the agent that almost sold that listing but unfortunately lost it at the presentation table. This participation reward mentality can breed complacency, leading agents to expect recognition for merely showing up instead of thriving to outwork, outthink, outperform the competition. In real estate, your success is directly tied to your ability to win. Top agents aren't just participating. They're actively dominating their space, constantly learning, innovating, and taking decisive action to achieve measurable results. Embracing the truth that winning gets the reward can be a game changer for you because it fosters accountability, encourages growth, and drives you to exceed expectations. Success in sales requires the willingness to compete, take risks, and step outside your comfort zone. Because in this field, being just another participant simply doesn't pay you. I've seen so many agents putting in the time and energy in tasks that make you look busy and make you feel busy with no true financial reward. Keep this in mind. Nobody's paying you for posting on Instagram. Nobody's paying you for making just contacts. Nobody's paying you for just going to appointments. You're only getting paid if you're part of a transaction, which means you must win. Understand the purpose of your actions and be intentional. I'm making a video with the purpose of getting leads, not to be busy. I'm calling a lead with the purpose of booking an appointment, not just to check mark a box. I'm booking an appointment with the purpose of signing a contract, not just to preview a property and hope that they like me and they hire me. I'm signing the contract with the purpose of selling the house because I only take well-priced properties. I don't want an overpriced property that doesn't sell and costs me time, money, and affects my self-esteem. Be intentional and play the game to win. Take a picture of this, print it out, have it saved in your phone, look at it all the time. Respect the business, become competitive, make a commitment, get obsessed with winning, learn to play the game and love the game. Love to win, have standards, dominate, never be satisfied and push yourself. It is your obligation to give it your best at all times. Stay focused. Be proud of what you do. Be insanely confident. Be in 100%. You must want it more than anyone else. Be completely present in the moment with full focus. Never forget that fear is just a projection of the past. Regulate your emotion. Never give up. And start with a hope and play to win. Mentally strong people always ask themselves this one question. Does it fit? And it's not what you're thinking about. Does my behavior fit the goals I have for my life? Mentally strong people know how to handle the 3 life pillars. The first pillar of your business are the musts. The first must is health. You could have 100 problems, but if you have a health problem, you have one problem. Physical health is so important. You will see a lot of the very successful agents and entrepreneurs in general that they're in a tremendous physical shape. There is a direct correlation of your physical health and your success in business. Under health is nutrition. One thing that affects our daily production is what we eat. If by any chance you're eating in the morning a lot of sugars and carbs, by 2 o'clock you're going to feel like you want to sleep. So pay attention to what you eat if you want to have a longer attention span over the entire day. The second must is accommodations. If you're stressed about your mortgage, if you're stressed about where you live and the accommodations and the people you live with, that will have a direct impact to your business. And the third must is emotions. High producers understand emotional regulation. But not only that, they make a mission of feeling good, of feeling positive most of the time. It's not that they don't have issues or problems or emotions. It's that they try really hard to regulate those emotions. You will see that highly productive agents do not hang around negative people. For them, it's so important to feel good and to feel positive. The second pillar of your business are the needs, and we need relationships. The first relationships that will affect our business are the personal relationships. The second one are the professional relationships. If you have a coach, if you have a mentor, if you're in an environment where people collaborate and open their book of business, You're going to shorten your process and get where you want to be much faster by basically copy paste from people that are ahead of you. The second one is money. And most importantly, what's your relationship with money? Did you grow up in a family or a culture where they think that rich people are unhappy? Did you grow up in a household where you didn't see your parents thriving to have financial freedom? You must define your relationship with money. Are you constantly scared and under anxiety when it comes to money? How you handle money is so important. Having financial literacy is so important. As an entrepreneur, it's so important to spend your time of understanding how money works. The third pillar is what we want. And we have these goals and we create our vision, and then we look at what skills we'll take in order to get to that vision, and then massive action. Now, when we look at these pillars of must, need, and want, in my experience of coaching and training hundreds of agents, most agents don't really pay much attention to the must or the needs, but they do pay attention to the wants. Believe it or not, when it comes to wants, they don't spend that much time understanding their vision, pivoting, and redefining their vision when needed. They're not spending that much time of understanding or accumulating skills, but they do take some form of action. Taking random action, depending on how you feel or how you've been influenced of what you've seen online, that one agent is doing something and suddenly you decide you're going to do that. And then you see someone else doing something and you switch around. That's the type of action that's going to kill your business. Understand all your pillars and give it proper attention in order to really build a business. I added a couple of slides here related to mindset. Take a picture of it. It's about attitude and body language. Be aware of your body language because it will make a huge impact in the way you feel and the way you act. A bunch of affirmations as well. We talked earlier about developing a winning mentality. Understand the successful real estate agent qualities and embrace the change. What exactly you need to become in order to achieve what you want. I also added here the vision board creation. Let's move into production calculator. How to set your money goal and calculate exactly what it takes to achieve it. We can't really do that without going through a business assessment and overview that includes budgeting and forecasting. Before we dive into that, here are the 8 stages of a real estate business. Identify where you are, but also figure out where you want to go. There's quite a number of sheets related to business assessment. Understanding your strength, your weaknesses, elements of stability, your performance rating, your business assessment, your business rating, money-making activities. Understand what are the money-making activities and how much time you're spending doing these activities. Job satisfaction rating, leadership rating. If you're in this business, even if you're not a team leader, you are leading your clients. So you must start developing leadership qualities. Your business assessment and to-do list. Once you go over this business assessment, most likely you're going to have a to-do list. I'm going to go backwards and hold for a second on each slide so you can take pictures. And for everyone that got their premium ticket, you're going to receive it by email. Once you have a complete business assessment, you're going to be able to establish your value proposition. And once you establish your value proposition, I can guarantee you, you're going to create your minimum standards. Let's talk about the agent business plan now. The agent business plan always starts with the agent expenses statement. Now I'm going to send you this spreadsheet. However, when it comes to your expenses, you can use so many different apps to determine your expenses and keep track of your business expenses as well as your personal expenses. This is for example purposes only. The second step is to understand your year in review and create your new year goals. The fourth step is to understand the agent annual life number. What am I referring to? The first one is your personal number. The second one is your business operation number. your annual goal number, your net income before taxes, your tax multiplier, and in this way you're going to come to your total gross income. How much your business needs to make next year in order to cover all of these expenses. Now let's do a reverse engineer goal. Let's say that your price point is $400,000 and your commission percentage in average is 2%. That means your paycheck is $8,000. After office expenses, you're looking at $7,600. And if your goal is $200,000, you do the simple math and realize that you need to close 28 deals next year in order to achieve the $200,000 that you're looking for. Now, here's the beauty of tracking your numbers and your activities. Now, if you know exactly what it took you to close 20 transactions last year and how many contacts you made in order to close 20, you will know exactly how many you need to make this year in order to close 28 transactions. And it's that simple. That allows you to really have a clear path and laser focus on what you need to do to improve the number of transactions. And here's another thing. If you start tracking the source of your transaction, you will be able to understand how this year is going to look like and where you're going to spend your time. For example, if out of the 20 transactions from last year, 5 were from sphere of influence and past clients, add in this year business plan. What can you do to make sure that your sphere gives you the same amount of deals, if not more, by making some changes and touches on your sphere? Now you have 5 transactions that you can count on or more. If you can identify that another 5 came from your social media, you know where you're going to spend your time. And how can you improve that instead of 5, you can get 7 or 10 this year? If you got 10 transactions from door knocking, cold calling, and flyers and farming, if you're doing the same thing, you can predict that you may get another 10 this year. But maybe you want to make some changes that will give you even more business. This reverse engineer will help you create your new business plan. Will also allow you to create a roadmap of where you're going to spend your time in order to make sure that you're going to close the 28 transactions that you plan for. Let's move into leads and how to generate your own leads and focus your efforts on methods that fit your business plan and, most importantly, your character. The worst thing that you can do in this business is to adopt a prospecting method that does not fit with your personality. If you've never looked into the 4 personality types and you have not done a DISC assessment for yourself, this is the time to start. There are tons of DISC assessments out there, but I like to put them in 4 categories. Keep in mind that this process is not only an amazing tool for you to determine your prospecting methods, but this is an amazing tool for actually learning to deal with your clients. If you've never looked into personality types and you've never studied that and you don't know how to communicate with different personalities in order to attract different kind of people than yourself to work with, this is gold. Take your personality style DISC assessment. I personally in the Listing Academy go in depth for working with clients, how to understand these personality types and what words, how to tell your presentations, how to tell the way you talk and the question you ask when you talk with an expressive, an analytical, a driver, an amiable. You should basically become someone else and appeal to their style in order to create instantaneous rapport and trust. I won't go in depth today on the personality types, but if you're taking one of those tests or you already done it and you know, for example, that you're an analytical personality, know that usually analyticals, they do very well with online leads. They're also the ones that do very well in pre-construction, as well as cold calling or door knocking. Drivers love to be in control, and for that reason, they love the proactive methods rather than passive methods. So they will do very well on farming, door knocking, cold calling. They don't have a problem with rejection. Expressives are the ones that love to be on social media. Some of the most successful agents on social media are expressives. They have a way of influencing people. Amiables are the ones that thrive being part of a community. They participate on events, they organize events, build their communities. I always encourage my coaching clients to determine the main pillar, which is based on their personality type, and then pick a secondary one. For example, if you're a driver and you have great success by cold calling and door knocking, be part of your community and grow and be active in your community. The idea of prospecting in your most comfortable way is to be sustainable over a long period of time. If you're picking to be on social media just because everybody does it, but it's not your personality and that's not where you're going to excel, you're going to feel a tremendous amount of pain, as well as not as much results as you would like. So determine your personality style, as it will determine how you're going to build your business. Let's talk about creating your calendar, because at the end of the day, we have all of these goals and all of these hopes that our business is going to create opportunities. But if they don't translate into activities, you're not going to go anywhere. And I always say, if it's not in your calendar, it's not going to happen. So I'll show you my exact task calendar framework and how I organize my time and task efficiently. Because I get asked all the time, how do you manage to do so many things? I create tasks and I have them in my calendar. We'll talk about time management, time blocking, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly schedule. The first thing that I would highly recommend, if you've never done it, is to do a time management audit. And how that looks like, it could be a week, but sometimes 2 weeks, of taking notes every half an hour of exactly what you're doing. And you will be amazed of where you're actually spending your time. Once you know where you spend your time, you're going to know exactly why your business is not working the way you would like. Here's a method that is so important in order to create your tasks. Every time you have a task that needs to be completed, ask yourself these questions. Is it a must? Is it urgent? Or is it important? Because remember, not all important tasks are urgent. The second step is to focus on the outcome. You don't have to schedule things in your calendar just to feel busy. Constantly ask yourself, what's the result you're aiming for in all of your activities? I'm following up with the prospect to see if I can move them down the pipeline. I follow up with them to understand even deeper their motivation. I follow up with them to see if I can book an appointment. I follow up with them, and at the end of the follow-up, I establish the next steps. Because the worst thing that you can do is to follow up with someone, hang up the phone, and have no idea what to do with that lead. And that happens every time if you are not focused on the outcome. Before you pick up the phone, think about exactly what you would like the outcome to be and different scenarios of how you're going to leave that call for the future follow-up. Determine the purpose of that action. Does this task service a bigger goal or just feeding my ego? This is so important, and I've seen it over and over again with agents. If it does not contribute to your long-term reward, it's a no-go. Delegate and leverage. Stop trying to do it all. If you can delegate that task, reverse engineer the task to create a fast and actionable plan. And what do I mean by that? I see a lot of agents creating their tasks and creating their calendar, and they put in their calendar, for example, create a YouTube video. Nowhere in their calendar, it's the reverse engineer of what it takes to create a YouTube video. In order to have a YouTube video published, you need to find the idea, you need to create the script, you need to record the video, you need to edit the video, you need to optimize the video, you need to publish the video. There's 6 steps that don't show up in the calendar. And when you do that, you set up yourself for failure. We have tons of activities: prospecting, marketing, video recording, buyer leads, seller leads, previewing properties, seller packages, marketing, events, builders, open houses, seminars, Facebook ads, sales meetings, retreats, trainings, networking. I can go on and on and on. But have you ever thought about the invisible labor that all of us were doing on a daily basis. And I must say that real estate agents usually take on that invisible labor at a higher level in the household, just because everybody thinks that they don't really have a job. The invisible labor is getting food every day, cleaning every day, doing the laundry, paying the bills, having all the appointments for the kids, doctor appointments, skating appointments, gymnastic appointments. All of these things are called invisible labor. If you don't understand that they're part of your life and that they are going to impact your business, you're going to fail. Real estate, it's a tough business. And the second one of the invisible labor tasks comes in play, immediately the agent feels like it has a responsibility to fulfill that, but also runs away from the responsibility and the rejection and the pain that comes with running the business in real estate. By organizing yourself and have a clear understanding of achieving the invisible labor, but also your business, is the only way that you can be successful in this business. What I do with my coaching clients is to ask them to basically make a dump list of all their personal commitments, where they have to bullet point everything that they have to do this year. Celebrations, anniversaries, weddings, everything, vacations, drop-offs, pickups from school, activities for kids, appointments for dentists, everything that you can imagine, it goes into this list. And from here, it goes into assessing if this is something that could be delegated, leverage someone on completing some of these tasks, and then from there we add them in a calendar. The same thing goes for your professional and self-development commitments. Everything that you do within your business, it has to be identified as a task and go through the same process. Can I leverage? Can I delegate? If not, how I'm going to create a roadmap of achieving that task, and when, and add it into your calendar. Continue with all your professional tasks in so much details, from prospecting to marketing to taxes to everything that you can imagine. It has to be identified. Identify your fees and memberships. Also your continuing education. Everything has to go in there. For this one, add the exact dates when you have to pay your dues and fees and memberships. The next step is to identify all of the federal and local holidays. It's the best way of getting back so much time for your family. Understand all of the holidays, all of the long weekends, and plan your business around it. Once you have all of these lists, you're going to be able to identify how many days you're going to work that particular year. And yes, some of the plans that you're making right now for September or December may not go exactly as planned. But if you're identifying even as tentatively your vacations, your time off, your celebration, you'll be able to get way better organized. And while we're starting up planning the year, then you can narrow down for the quarter, for the month, for the week, for the day. And I'll be sharing with you right now how I actually organize my yearly calendar. The first thing first, keep in mind that you should be working 240 days in 12 months. Then take the bullet points related to your family and personal, and identify the exact dates of the month that you're taking these days off. For example, for the last 15 years, we've been taking the entire August off. So when I plan my calendar, I make sure to cross off the entire month of August. I also take half of December off. I also know the birthdays and celebrations, so I take these off. I take off the March vacation, and I take off all the long weekends. Then I add in there, what are my business commitments? And I don't necessarily talk about the exact day-to-day activities. I'm talking about maybe I'm going to events. Maybe I take courses. Maybe every Monday my office has a training. I add in there all of my business commitments as well as my personal development commitments. The next step is continuing education, all of my taxes and fees, and as I mentioned before, all the long weekends. But also it gives you the opportunity of making changes. Now, there's so many ways that you can organize yourself between apps and systems and everything that you can imagine out there. But I'll show you how I organize myself. And I always say that what works for your mind and the way your mind processes activities and spreadsheets and systems, it's the best way. So there's no such thing as the best app that does this or that, as what works for you best. So here's how I organize my calendar. For many, many years, I did it on paper. I'm a paper girl. I like that. But then over time, I realized that I want to have that flexibility of making changes, but also have the flexibility to access my calendars or my systems from my phone, from my computer, from my desktop, for anywhere I am. So I transition into something that can accommodate that. You can use Notion or your calendar or any other systems, anything that works, and you're going to end up using it. But I like to use a spreadsheet, and I'll show you how I use it. I'll send it to you. This is a spreadsheet that you can use year after year, because you can actually change the year and automatically will change the dates for each month and each week. This is not something that I necessarily look at it every day. This is something that I like to use when I plan my year, my quarter, or my month. For the weekly and daily, I'm using Google Calendar. But all of my tasks in my daily Google Calendar are actually coming from this spreadsheet. When I plan my year, this is where I start. And I start with my personal commitments. Let's say I start with my vacations. I know for a fact that in March, we always take March break off. So I'm going to select all of the days that will be off in vacation. And I love to color code it. And I'm going to put it in blue. And I'm going to name the place or the vacation where we're going. The same thing happens with the appointments. If I have a doctor appointment, I'm going to color code it, and I'm going to have it in my calendar. If I have a celebration and a wedding, I'm going to add it in my calendar, and I'm going to color code it. Then I move into my business commitments. If I have any events that I'm going to and I booked my tickets already for, then I'm going to color code it in here. I also have specific days in a week that are related to the money-making activities such as prospecting, follow-up, meetings with clients, appointments, and I like to highlight them in my calendar, making sure that when I plan my year, these days are not going to be touched. My Tuesdays and Wednesdays are always for prospecting. So what I like to do is to color code it in red. Nothing happens in these days because these are the money-making days. By doing this, it allows me to understand budgeting and time blocking. At the beginning of the year, most likely the first quarter is very accurate. As the year progresses, some things may change, but overall you have a clear roadmap. Once the entire year is mapped out, we give more attention to the quarter. I basically take all of these tasks, events, activities, and add them into the Google Calendar. And from there, I organize my week and my day. Here's one thing that is very important. You can create a phenomenal business plan and a perfect schedule. But if you don't have accountability and you're not reviewing your business plan regularly, you're going to fall short. You need to create a form of accountability. Find accountability partners, get yourself a coach, be part of certain communities that will keep you accountable. Make sure that you're always going to have a quarterly business plan. Let's touch base on the daily schedule. And top agents have the daily musts. They exercise, they take care of their mindset, and they really watch what they eat. All top agents have a strong routine. They all start early and they stay late. And they always get the morning right. Because if you spend all your mornings in a money-making activities and you delay the marketing, the admin, you will make a lot of money in this industry. Here's what they don't do on a daily basis. They don't take calls before noon. They don't send emails or open emails before noon. They don't do any social media or news before noon. No servicing clients before noon, and no admin before noon. Their focus is solo on making the best out of the mornings by spending their time in money-making activities. If you were to look at a daily schedule and time blocking of a top producer, this is pretty much what you're going to find. The first thing in the morning, they exercise, they take care of their mindset, and they eat healthy. Then they review their business plan and schedule every single time. They practice their scripts and dialogues every single day. Then they prospect. They take lunch, and then they go back into follow-up calls. Very important, they go in the pre-qualification calls. In the afternoon, they preview properties, and they go for appointments. Let me now show you my production tracker and how I track my progress, because you cannot improve what you don't track. You can take a picture of this, but for everyone that sign up for the premium ticket, you're going to receive this by email. For everyone that's looking to upgrade their ticket, there's a link below. The first page of this tracker are the instructions. You're going to find here step by step how to take advantage and maximize this tracker for yourself. So I highly recommend that you will take a look at the first page. The second page is reflection and intentions. Keep in mind that you can actually customize and change what you're looking to achieve and your goals and your tasks. So you can actually customize it specifically for your business plan. The second page is your resolution. Again, you can make changes for each category. This section here allows you to see for each category the percentage achieved of your goal, and then the overall one is here at the top. While this section, it allows you for each category to bullet point it, the plan allows you to actually for each category to make a plan. The last two are actually my favorite trackers. It allows you to keep track of your activities every single month. You can change the month here, you can change the year. So this is a tracker that you can use in the future for many years to come. It also allows you to understand your main goals for the month and for each individual week. And this is my favorite one. It allows you to track your contacts, your leads, and your appointments. You can add your target contacts for the year, your target leads for the year, and appointments for the year. You can divide it based on the number of contacts per week. And then every day and every time you're adding the number of contacts made, allows you to see how many contacts in total, and also it allows you to see your progress. You completed 1% of your total goal. Under the same concept, you add in here your leads and your appointments. This is an amazing tool that allows you to stay focused on what matters, which means conversations with people, making sure you get leads and making sure you get appointments. Here's one more tracker that I absolutely love, which is the weekly tracker for specific activities. I like to keep track of the contacts and the source, the leads, and the total. You can use this directly as a PDF or take it as an example and implement it into your system. It could be Notion, it could be any other system that you use to track. Even though it may feel tedious at the beginning, it would become almost addictive to make sure that you track your activities. It's so important to understand where your business is coming from and where you should spend more time and what activities you should drop. Let's talk about lead follow-up. I can tell you right now that I know a bunch of people that are really good at prospecting, which means they open conversations with potential clients, but they're absolutely terrible at follow-up. And prospecting without follow-up, it's foolish. Don't do it. You're better off doing something else. Watch Netflix, relax. If you prospect and you generate leads and you don't follow up with the leads, I don't know what to tell you. A lot of agents don't know how to follow up. A lot of agents don't understand how intentional you have to be with follow-up, and also how you should follow up more times that you're comfortable with. The stats are showing that you're going to lose 1 in 100 leads by over follow-up, but in return, you're getting 99 clients. So never be shy on following up. When you have a new lead, ideally will be to follow up with them by phone call. If you can't get them on the call, try again. And if you can't get them on the call again, try again. But if you can't really get them on the call, text them. If you can't get them on a text, email them. And if you can get them on a call, text them and email them. That's how fanatical you need to become on follow-up. Once you made the contact, if they say no, here's the plan of what I suggest you should be doing with people that say no. If they say yes, go into qualifying. By asking them a lot of questions about their timing and motivation, you will determine if you're going to follow up with them within the next 30 days, 90 days, 180, more than 180, or they're not valid and you put them in the garbage. I love to identify my leads as A, B, C, D, and trash. And I have for you on the side here what the actions should be for each level of your lead. If you have a good CRM and you know how to use a CRM, implementing this system will be very easy for you. If you don't have one, you better hurry up and implement that system as soon as possible. Let's talk about ChatGPT. And by all means, this training is not about teaching you how to use AI and ChatGPT in your real estate business. It's more me letting you know where I use these tools and highly recommend it to consider it. AI and ChatGPT saves me so much time and really boosts my productivity. So here's where I use ChatGPT in my business. First is content creation. I use it for everything: posts, blogs, scripts, property description, captions, email newsletters, video scripts, everything. It creates personalized follow-up and emails. In lead nurturing, by creating personalized follow-ups and email templates, it really drafts response to common clients' questions. Client communication, literally sending messages to buyers and sellers, DMs, messages, chatbot. I use AI for SEO on all of my websites and especially on YouTube. It allows me to develop keywords for real estate content, full social media campaigns. It can summarize trends in your local real estate market, create reports for your clients. You can create templates. It summarizes books and trainings. It really helps me with time blocking. VeedIQ.com is probably the best AI tool that you can find for YouTube. It basically allows you to find out the best videos that perform the best in your niche. It also allows you to see the back end, the optimization of the video, the description that performed the best, the title and the thumbnail that performed the best. The world of AI and ChatGPT evolves every single day. The number of apps and systems out there that will be customized for specifics within our business, it's mind-blowing. Here's how I navigate the AI and ChatGPT world. I decided to follow the people that their business evolves around the business of AI and ChatGPT on all aspects, not just real estate. That allows me to be fully informed and for me to pick and choose what I like to implement in my own business. Content creation. This could be an aspect of your business that can generate you leads, or it can generate you distractions. You have to ask yourself, how do I use content creation? Is it part of my marketing strategy, or is it part of my prospecting and proactively strategy of generating leads? So I'll be sharing with you right now my content creation and posting schedule. I want you to be aware that this is a very personal journey when it comes to social media. And I always believe that you have to find something that works for you. Some people use social media as a means of business card. It's the new electronic business card. And some use social media for actually generating leads. There's no right or wrong. But the truth is that in today's society, most prospects, before hiring you, they're going to check your social media platforms before Googling you or looking at your website. So if you haven't given much attention to your social media platforms, and you're not necessarily interested in using it as a prospecting method, I highly recommend it to use it as a marketing method. Now, creating content, it could be overwhelming. Getting yourself organized is so important. And I'll show you how I get organized. And I can tell you that over the last 7-8 years that I use social media for my business and transition from getting leads for buyers and sellers to attracting agents to selling online courses, what works for you, it's most important. Over years, I tried so many different ways of organizing content creation, from systems to apps to spreadsheets. I cannot even tell you. And at the end of the day, what works for you and what gets the content out there and converts, That's all that matters. So don't feel under pressure to adopt one technique or another. The reverse engineer and the tasks are always the same. In which platform you perform them, it doesn't really matter. You can see here in this slide some pictures of my Notion account. However, I no longer use it. There's tons of templates out there on different systems or on Notion. I always preferred Vanessa Liu. If you don't know her, go and follow her. She's amazing when it comes to content creation, but it didn't work out for me. I always find that any type of organization system that it's overloaded, it complicates my mind and it stops me from taking action. So simplicity is something that I'm looking for. I also find that I spend a lot of time on my phone and I'm very productive from my phone. Sometimes I take snippets of time in between different other tasks or situations that I'm in or appointments where I wait for a client or anything else to complete a task through my phone. And even though Notion has an app for the phone, I find it that it's not quite easy to navigate it. So I went back to the basics in my notes. And for me, it works the best. Always learn to reverse engineer your task or your activity. And this is exactly what I do through my notes in order to organize my content creation. As you can see here on the social media folder, I have a number of other folders. Here's where I always start, under the ideas. If you consume social media, you're going to come across things that you like. And what I like to do is to save these ideas in my notes. And this is the place where I go and I grab ideas and place them into the monthly content creation. The part that I like is that if I open that folder and I press on one note, I can take that note and then directly from there insert them into the month and the date when I want that to be published. I also have folders for each month, and each month has all the dates of that month. I have my pillars: personal, entertainment, educational, market updates. I'm very clear with my pillars, and that allows me to diversify my content. If I know I want to have in a month 3 personal and entertainment posts, I go to my month, and based on my schedule as well, I will know exactly the dates that personal and entertainment posts are going to be posted. And that applies to all my other pillars. It makes it so much easier and less confusing of what am I going to post tomorrow. For example, on the 6th or 7th of the month, always, it's market update. Here's how I like to organize all of my content. March 1st, it's a Saturday. And let's say I decided that will be an educational video. Then I have to have the idea, the script, the video, editing, and publish it. The last weekend of the month is the weekend where I organize my social media for the following month with the dates, the day, and the pillar. In this process, it's not necessary that I start creating the content, but I get planned and organized. Once all the dates have the pillars inserted, I go back to my folder with ideas and insert ideas in their respective dates. This truly allows me to be so organized, knowing what I'm going to post every single day. I have the idea, I create the script, and usually spend 2 days on video recording and editing. Now, many of the days, even though the pillars are established, are left empty, because I like to have my social media as organic as possible. So if this Saturday my intention is to post something educational and something specific happened that week, I would use that as a topic to record or post something. Now, all of my posts from all of my social media platforms goes into the posted folder. I cannot tell you how many times I repurpose my content. You don't always have to come up with the same ideas. In fact, social media, it's about telling the same story over and over again. I cannot tell you how many agents are stuck on content creation because they don't have new ideas. You don't have to have new ideas. Use the same ideas over and over again. I get asked a lot, what apps do I use for content creation? And I have to disappoint you on this one. I only use my phone and CutCup. I truly believe in more organic kind of content where it's not over processed However, I do use ChatGPT and AI to create the scripts, because if I find something or a video that I like from someone else, from a different creator or a different coach or a different agent, I like to redefine it with my own words to make it sound more like me. I use it as well for all of the captions, all of the email marketing, and I use repurpose.ai app to basically repost from TikTok or Instagram on all the other platforms, and also to save it in the Google Drive. In terms of apps, that's pretty much what I use. I use my microphone when I film for YouTube and my lights, but everything else such as Instagram or TikTok is very organic just with my phone. Okay, so let's discuss how you can multiply yourself. At the beginning in your business, you're probably going to wear all the hats at all times. But the reality is that's not quite scalable. So here's my recommendation in the beginning. If you remember the bullet point tasks sheet that we talked about it while creating your calendar, bring that back. Next to each task, create a dollar value. And everything that it's under $50 an hour, try to delegate it. First of all, understand the difference between delegate and leverage. Delegate means that you take that task and you give it to someone. You don't participate in that task anymore. In order to delegate, most likely you're going to have to pay someone. Once you establish your hourly rate based on the number of transactions sold, your average commission check related to the amount of days you worked and hours worked, you establish your hourly rate. If you go to this list and bullet points of tasks and you determine that you have 10 of them under $50 an hour and you get paid normally $250 per hour, you should delegate that task. The most basic task that you can think of as a real estate agent is installing your sign. When I see agents putting the for sale sign on their sign, taking a picture and post it, I know exactly that they don't know how to delegate. You can still use that cell for marketing purposes, but you don't have to be the one putting the sign up. That is under a $50 per hour task. You should not be doing that. You should delegate that to a company and use the time that you got back in money-making activities, so you can create more opportunities for closing transactions. How you can multiply yourself? By leveraging. You can leverage your mortgage broker to get more deals. You can leverage your home inspector to get more deals. You can leverage both of them to organize an event. How you can multiply yourself? Hire a transaction coordinator. You should not be doing any admin work. And hire before you think you're ready. Hiring makes you more consistent on your money-making activities, because you have to pay someone. You can't waste time. Once you got to a level that a transaction coordinator is not enough, hire a showing agent. Hire as many VAs as you need. There's so many tasks in this business that can be delegated to a VA. Hire an ISA. Think about this. You spend an average 3 days a week prospecting 3 hours. How about hiring someone that spends 8 hours a day every day booking you appointments? Hire a showing agent that would allow you to get back what's most time consuming when working with buyers, going and showing properties. Learn what it means to have a showing agent without dropping the service level to your clients. After going through all of these steps, multiply yourself by building a team. Let's touch on the passive income. You must start exploring strategies for creating passive income. Otherwise, you're going to be on the hamster wheel forever in this industry. Think about this. Do you want to be in your late 60s and still show properties? Do you want to be in your mid-70s and go to the listing presentations? If you don't understand money, if you don't understand passive income, you're going to have a very hard time during your retirement years. As real estate agents, we create passive income by investing in real estate, becoming landlords, stocks, revenue share, but also by sharing your knowledge, by creating educational pre-recorded tickets that you can sell over and over and over again. While being in real estate and having a long career in sales is phenomenal and creates a lot of opportunities, but also wealth, not planning for the exit and retirement and passive income could be very dangerous. Now, let me give you the book list. There's so many books and podcasts out there with amazing entrepreneurs that really contribute to my business, and I'm happy to share it with you. Not in a particular order, these are the books. Miracle Morning for Real Estate Agents. It's a fantastic book. Fanatical Prospecting is a book that I go over and over again, and I recommend it to all of my coaching clients. The Power of Now. Greet. Think and Grow Rich is a book that I read for about 10 years every single summer in my vacation. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's a classic. The Book of Joy. How to Talk with Anyone. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. The Atomic Millionaire. You Are a Badass. The 7 Habits of Highly Productive People. 0 to 1. Playing to Win. The Little Red Book of Selling. Never Split the Difference. Awareness. Ninja Affiliate System. How to make $500,000 in 1 year by selling. Crucial Communication. Start with Why. Money. Master the Game. Become Supernatural. Epic Content Marketing. The Ultimate Power. Awaken the Giant Within. The 48 Laws of Power. Atomic Habits. The 6 Types of Working Genius. Unleashable. Maps of Meaning. Influence. Command and Control. Recruit Your Way to 6 Figures. Coaching Salespeople into Sales Champions. Influence Now and Expand. How to Win Friends and Influence People. The Greatest Salesman in the World. Exactly What to Say for Real Estate Agents. I hope that this helps you to create the foundation of a sustainable business and help you to treat this as a business by having a clear roadmap and a business plan. For everyone that purchased the premium ticket, you are going to receive all of these resources by email and also the recording of this session, and I look forward of seeing you tomorrow doing our Q&A session, live session. So prepare your questions. For everybody else, if you want to upgrade your ticket, the link is below. Thank you for your participation, and go out there and make this year the best year yet.